Hello and welcome back to the Western Front of the Great Patriotic War. Now, last time we finished our air campaign, such as it is, and we had to really pull back a lot of our air forces. And that theme will be continued on the ground. We are in kind of retreat mode here. What we want to do is get to strategically strong locations, if possible at all. And the more of that we can do, the better, because we really just need to buy time for our troops to get stronger, our army to get reorganized, and for some more rain to fall. That would be really nice, especially if it fell a little bit further south. So I think one of the first things we want to try to think about doing here is potentially setting up a depot. I'm still on the fence about it, to be honest, but I think it might be needed. We're going to pull this guy way back, so we don't want him anywhere near the front line if he's completely depleted. Hopefully that means he will get cycled out. I believe depleted units just get bopped off the front. Northwestern front here. I would have loved to get them up to this depot, but I guess this direction is the best we can do. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to move that tank division. God damn it. Oh, well. Stick them back up here. A little extra movement doesn't kill us, I suppose. But I would really love to get this guy somewhere. I guess we're going to work out of to Leningrad. I mean, it's better than nothing. I don't know why that tank division is all of a sudden going right back to the front. Must be some sort of reorganization thing that's going on here. This guy is pretty beat up, so we'll get you the hell out. This thing's actually relatively strong compared to some of our units. So we could stick him there. Oh, not you. Didn't mean you. You could maybe go there. And I think it's worth it triple stacking on this stuff. Oh, God. This reserve unit. This guy is beyond useless at this point. The security unit is not doing much for us. Let's pull you back. Stick you on refit. And honestly, the core level guy could probably go back even a little bit further. It's about as far as he can get, though, right there. Okay, so now around here, where is our defensible terrain? This hill isn't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. So that's where we'll make our stand. Oh, God, this guy can't really make it very far at all. Get you as far out as you can. And well, I guess purely for the movement damage, that's probably the best place he can go. I'll stick him on this port. It's really obnoxious that that guy can't get any closer. But at this point, I don't care about him. Not really. 24th rifle. Oh, he's got some of these guys too. Oh well. We'll have to reassign them. And then we're going to delete this depot. Disband. Okay, so that's that sorted, more or less. These guys are going to get knocked back. This is just a regiment. But I guess we can stack them on there. Maybe they'll add a little bit of manpower to the fight. Very weak, though. Very, very weak. This is incredibly weak. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that being slightly dug in will help them, but they're extremely weak. How do we get you off ships? Who goes to the 8th Army? I guess just these guys. Not too concerned about that. But this is just going to be kind of a headlong retreat. There's no way around it. All right, so what we want to do here is definitely stack up as much as we can. And force them to go wide. Depleted. Unready. I guess unready is slightly better than depleted, but not by much. Stick him on here. So at least we have some strength over there. Mr. Depleted. You can go back here. What about this? It's unready. This is kind of our retreat column, a la like 2022 Russia in the northern front of Ukraine. It's really tough though. It's like I wish we had another army for over here. Okay, so the security unit is basically useless. I mean, we can put him on reserve and see if he gets committed to a battle, but don't think he will be. I don't even know if that's a good hex for him to be on. It's rough terrain. It's better than nothing. We'll triple stack him. So now that's at least pretty strong. And these mechanized divisions are a little bit more mobile, which is good. So we can use them in a different type of role to kind of hold the flank. Because what we want them to do is to kind of be forced over to more to the right. That is the ideal situation. Should I do a defense in depth kind of thing here? Maybe. And then rotate those two. Is that enough, though, to hold over here? don't know. But I really want them to get baited into this area, and then I maybe could counterattack with some fresh troops. I say counterattack, but what I really mean is run further away. So I feel like it's worth it to triple stack this with our unready units. And maybe even move one a little bit farther back. Not sure. Because these guys are ready, so they actually have zone of control. And if we stick them here, it'll mean that they can't pass through these two hexes, which is good. That's what we want. It gives us good anti-air defense. And if we can get these guys, if we could get these guys further over to that Air Force base. But no, I think this little town here might be our best bet. Now what that's going to force them to do is to go a little wider, which is good for us. And if we see them going wide, that means we did our job. We're going to pull back to this river line here. Triple stack that up. Maybe just throw this one rifle division up here. And then can bring him backwards a little bit. Because we're going to be pulling back to the river line. And these guys are kind of our sentries. Which I like. I like doing that. Because now we've got a good zone of control here, so they'll be forced to attack one of them. Which means we can pull some other stuff further back. Like you, for instance. We can swing him around to potentially hold this river. I don't know. I'm going to start moving back to this area. Start working on a stack up there. And we're going to have to move our headquarters somewhere further back as well. And there's not really a good place for them, unfortunately. But what kind of hex is this? Clear. That is not great terrain for us. Strategically, it would be best for us to at least hold it here. Maybe to stack something with him. So that at least forces a little bit of action. And And let's give these both to the 27th Army. And what else does the 27th Army have? This rifle division can go to someone else, like the 11th Army. Because we're hoping that they're not in direct combat this time. 27th Army is still slightly oversubscribed. What else does he have under him? It's showing a lot of arrows up to this direction. This guy goes to the 27th Army, so let's reassign him directly to the Northwestern Front. Ooh, does he have room? What about the 8th Army? Yeah, you can be members of the 8th Army now. And that should free up his command points a little bit. Yeah, that's better. This guy is not great, but let's try to preserve him if possible. So who else is in Smolensk? Wow, city forts are expensive. Damn, I didn't know they cost 10 AP. Ooh. All right. I think it's worth it though in this case. Because it'll let us have a little bit more punch in that area. And we can just kind of assign a whole bunch of divisions to the city fort. Except apparently this guy cannot be assigned to the city fort. So we can stick him on the river here and start his process of digging in. And I really like double stacking good terrain like this. So now the question is, where's the next best terrain? Kind of here. But maybe from a defense and depth perspective, they're going to want to be further south. Because my concern is just there's a lot of open space here. And if we let it get encircled, it could be kind of SOL. I'm going to think about that one for a second while we reposition this army. I don't know if anything can sneak through there, but I'm concerned that they can. Oh, we just have so It's a little strength here. Let's move this rifle corps. Is there anything even of reporting to it? Who the hell works for this guy? Just this one rifle division, I guess. Alright. You don't all need to be cuddled in there. You can spread out a little bit. But we'll try to hold that ground. Pull back to this woods. That's the only defensible terrain in the area. And then pull everyone back to this other side of the river here. Put you on refit. And try to get you off the line somehow, I guess. That's the closest he can get to being off the line. Oops, we can move. Can actually move one down from there, which is probably worth it because he's still in supply. And I'm thinking about where our next depot could be. Unfortunately, these rail lines all are kind of overwhelmed. And maybe it's best to just kind of accept that we're going to overwhelm them. I'm not sure. How does this still say unready? So let's stick him on the side of the river with his buddy there. Okay, so that's a gap of 2. I'd like to give this guy somewhere, but again, he's unready. Another unready unit. And then we've got this little panzer army trying to punch through our side here. So this is very threatening. And this is the kind of thing you just got to kind of run from if you can. So let's get you. Is there anything that's going to slow him down here? Not really. We can at least triple stack that. And we unfortunately, I mean, these guys are really nice and dug in here, but we unfortunately do have to move them. Otherwise, they're just going to get surrounded. I would like to be able to move them all to there. Can I do that? That is about as far as they can march, unfortunately. But strategically, it puts them in a more useful place. I hope I didn't just screw myself. Because what this does now afford them is they can spread out to the river more. But we want, in some ways, we want them to go a little bit further north. Okay, so we're going to be backing up a little bit. And hopefully that the slightly more defensible area of the city proves worthwhile. I would love to do the same thing right here. Let's see if I can do that. I don't think I can. And this all goes back to the failures of our front line here, just getting absolutely wrecked. He got really split off from his airborne corps, I guess. Poor guy. Damn. Such a bad location. What a pain in the ass. It's totally clear hex. Not where we want to fight if we can. I think that covers that zone of control potentially. I don't know. I'm not really sure which direction those guys are going to head. Not sure at all. Definitely glad I started the retreat last turn, though. Because otherwise we'd be in a world of hurt. I mean, we still are in the world of hurt, but we'd be even worse. I'm honestly kind of tempted to stick another rifle division into that fortress. No, you literally cannot. Oh well. But I definitely need some more troops, so... Because I need something that actually has a ready status in case they do break through. I don't want to have them just swarming us. So that woods is not bad. I would love to put something here. Even though I know I really can't. I just have to pull out. And Smolensk now has to be a 4. Because it really needs supplies. Vitabesk is probably going to fall, but it is the most defensible terrain, unfortunately, just because it's a city. So let's pull out these guys to near Smolensk. And because we know the Western Air Command is probably not going to be moving as much, we'll stick them in Smolensk proper. And then as far as the 19th Army goes, he can stack with the other one. Okay, so then all we're left with is this rifle corps that's kind of farther forward. Easy for me to say. Jeez. Now, you can see there's definitely going to be some issues here. But I think we just got to give up the river. Just got to let them cross. Try to hold the next river. Rather than throwing needless lives away, I think it's just better overall in this case to pull back just a little bit. And so all of these guys can also pull back again just a little bit. Because we need to stack them up in here. As kind of our fortress town. And then stack up right here, right next to it. Probably want to go to the woods. It's definitely the strategy we're taking now is just giving ground. Which I think in this case is perfectly acceptable. I think Stalin will understand. Those guys have gotten kind of beat up. We'll give them some friends. This guy goes to the Southwestern Corps, apparently. So he is basically part of the defense of Kiev. This guy's got nobody under him. And neither does this guy. We don't have a lot of cavalry anymore. That's funny. He actually has some interesting stuff with him. He's got a couple AT guns. I just made a video about AT guns for the Soviet Union, and this is kind of the mainstay of our early army. Is this Model 1937 AT gun, and it does the job. I mean, it'll penetrate their armor, maybe rack up a couple of kills. So I wish I had more of them, but you see that they're in a lot of our divisions, which is awesome. So that's why the rifle divisions are the backbone of our army right now. I think I'm going to stick him there just for purposes of resupply and stuff like that. So he goes to the 31st Rifle Corps, which is now slightly out of range. Maybe it's better to stick him here. I think it is. This guy's very short of support. But all right, so we made about halfway down the line. Next time we'll finish off the southern half of our front, and then just quickly go back through, do our depots, spend the rest of our APs, and turn the turn. Hopefully we'll see you back on the front next time, Conrad. Have a nice day.